Hey there, YouTube. I am telecommuting, and I have a co-signal technician here who likes to kiss me while I'm trying to send emails and stuff and do planning. And right now I am sitting here in my living room. See here, I've been doing chores. My wife asked me to do some chores, so as you can see down here, I'm doing my chores by having my robot clean the living room for me. Now it's attacking my feet. It's pretty great. Okay, but I am setting up a crosswalk signal to be turned on Tuesday. It's been in the works for a while. And so I will be creating a program card for the MMU. I just finished double checking all the programming. I have the controller sitting right here. Let's close this guy up here. And I'm gonna, sorry Alpha, you're gonna have to go down on the ground. Alright. Let me flip the camera around if I can here. I guess I can't. I'll show you what I've got here. There's my wife's. It's kind of nice being here at home. See how pretty my wife makes it here? I got a lot of natural light and plants and everything. Okay, so I've got my controller here. I've got my timing set up for the intersection. So I've got everything ready to go, except I had a test card. When I put these timings, I put some basic timing in the this Cobalt controller. It was in the cabinet running. The crosswalk was operational at the shop, and instead of having a hard soldered program card in the MMU, I had a test card, which is one of the ones that has a bunch of dip switches. But now today, what I'm going to be doing is going through here, and we'll be taking this Sharpie. This is how I like to do it. I take a Sharpie and I mark all of the phases that can run together in each of these channels. So technically we're saying the channels that can run together, okay, on the program card. And once I have it all marked up, then I am going to get some solder, and I'm going to solder the card. And I know you've seen me do that on this channel before, but I just wanted to discuss that that's what I'm doing here at home. I have my soldering iron, I have solder, I have wire, I have everything I need to do this at home, and this is something that I can be doing from the safety of my own home before we have to go out in the field, to go and do some hands-on work. So this is what we're doing now. Social distancing and staying home as much as possible, or staying in our work vans as much as possible. And it's okay. That's good. This is what we're going to do to reduce exposure for people. My wife the cat wanted in, so my wife had to allow the cat into the living room, and she's hiding because she's wearing her pajamas, like we all are wearing our pajamas at home, right? So anyway, yeah, I'm gonna mark this up with the Sharpie here. Like, for example, I know already, this is a 16 channel monitor, an MMU, right? Okay, and all of these channels here represent physical channels in the cabinet, and this is going to be a TS2 Type 2 cabinet. And then I know this is in reverse, right? But this here, it says minimum yellow change disable, right? That is specifically for the PED movement channels on the intersection. So in this particular cabinet, it would be channel 9, 10, 11, and 12. That's how we have this cabinet set up. Okay, and so I would basically mark those guys. I'm not going to do it right now because it's just kind of weird looking at the camera and the reverse kind of deal. Another thing I like to do is put a jumper here. We usually like a 4-second minimum flash time to be set here. Believe it or not, that's kind of hard programmed into our MMUs anyway, but you know, just for a rule of measure, we like to put it in there. If you want to latch CVM faults, you can jumper right there. Same thing with the 24 volt latch enable, which basically requires a 24 volt power supply to be onto the monitor before it turns power off to the device. Anyway, so to make a long story short, the important part is that I know that phase 2 and 6 are going to be the main street on this intersection, and phase let's see here, phase 8 is going to be my PED movement, right? So I need phase 8 to run with. Okay, and our PED movements, our channels go 2, 4, 6, 8, right? On channel 9, 10, 11, and 12. So phase 8 would be channel 12. So I know that on this card, right, when phase 8 is running, channel 12 needs to be enabled right there. Oh, that looks terrible. See, this is why I wasn't doing this before. Anyway, to make a long story short, that's what I'm doing. I'm going to get on this now, and I'm actually going to go through... Oh, Ziggy, come on. Hey. Hey. It's the vacuum cleaner. See? This is what working at home is all about. You know? I put my blanket there on the couch so the dog's hair doesn't get up there, but... my wife didn't want me to show you how ugly our couch looked with all those blankets on there, but I kind of don't care. Alright? Okay, so once I got this all programmed up, I can put it into the MMU, and then on next week when I go out to turn on the signal, during a signal turn on, what we do usually is we flash out all of the indications, every single indication. So you take all the wires that run into the signal cabinet, right? And then you clip onto, you verify that the neutrals are hooked up, right, onto the neutral bus for the cabinet. But then I pull all of the load switches and the flash transfer relays out of the cabinet, and then I take a jumper and I tap it on all of the individual wires headed out to the field. And what this does is it allows us to verify that every single wire is connected correctly out in the field, and we don't have the potential for serving a green or anything funky like that, serving a walk when it shouldn't be served. And this is for any intersection turn on, not just crosswalks. We just need to verify that every wire is hooked up to the right light and is landed in the right place in the cabinet. And so that's the first step of what we usually do when we show up for a turn on. And then we pretty much install the equipment, unbag the heads, because per MUTCD standards, the heads have to be bagged until the signal is operational. Same thing with the PED buttons. They have to be covered up with cardboard or a bag, so that somebody doesn't accidentally think that they can press the button and it's going to work. But I would assume that if you showed up and everything was dark, then you would assume that it wasn't working. However, I've seen many people walk up to a signal that was in flash and the PEDs were dark because it's in flash, and they're still sitting there pressing the button hoping to get a walk. So anyway, if you bag everything, then you know that the likelihood that somebody's going to think it's actually in full operation is a lot less. So hopefully this video was a little bit informative. I'm sorry it was a little choppy and weird. I'm in the comfort of my own home, and hopefully you all are as well. And hang in there, because we're going to make it through this thing. It's weird, totally weird, but we'll be alright. Just stay home, wash your hands, don't touch your face, like, subscribe, and catch you later.